first I would say is certainly HubSpot. I think they're well known in like, oh, like creating SEO content, and have been commonly used as an example for that. But one of the things that I wanted to call out with that one specifically is that they, we talk about sort of like your ICP and their pain points and like how that all ties to your business goals and your product and everything. They have a ton of like beginner and intermediate content.
Yeah.
It's for sales, marketing, a number of roles. And the important thing is that I think that fits well with their sort of bottoms up approach as a company, having like freemium products, and really wanting to just kind of get people in and using it. So be very different if they were, trying to sell multi-million-dollar deals top down. And I'm sure they have some division of that does that, but the bulk of their business is there. So I think that's a really interesting one to call out, that it fits really well with their business model and kind of who they're attracting, and then the relevancy of the product. Another would be Shopify. I think that they have really been a huge leader in sort of the wave of e-commerce, and like people being able to become an e-commerce store or merchant, or e-commerce store owner, from 0 to 1. So they have a ton of content there. And I think that's really, there's a lot of really, really quality guides. When you think about going from never having done it to everything, there's all kinds of stuff with all the email drip campaigns and sales tax compliance and shipping and logistics and product sourcing. And there's just so much that goes into it. And I think that their content is a huge like barrier breaker really for anyone who sort of feels overwhelmed, that they can actually read a lot of that content before they even start up a store or figure out what they want their store to be. They can kind of decide like, okay, this feels doable. I feel like the barrier's been lowered because I have been able to educate myself so much. So I think that's another big one. And then the last is Gong. I think they're well known in the SaaS space, especially within the sales community, but super interesting that they just constantly have a very data driven approach. So they're surfacing a lot of unique insights, whether that's the close rate on if you mention pricing in the first call or not, or any of those types of data points that you just aren't really able to find anywhere else. So it's unique, but also again, I think it fits very well because they're using data in their content to appeal to people to be interested in a product that will give you data on your sales calls. So it's I think it's very, very fitting, and again, just ties really well. So any SaaS company could do that and have proprietary data, but again, it just that one just fits really well. It's a really good understanding of your audience. So that's a few that I would add there, as I think are just great examples of high quality content.